I hope you're well. Today we'll be looking at the beautiful Celtic piece, Here is Love, Vast as the Ocean. I remember learning this piece when I was younger, and I just thought that it was a lovely piece to play on the harp, so I hope you enjoy it too. We'll be learning a chord version if you enjoy to sing the words. The words are an old hymn, or you can just play the lovely Celtic melody as well. So those are your options. I'm going to start off with the chord version, and we're in the key of C, so we'll start off by making sure that our harp is in C. I have my harp tuned here to E flat, so I have my E's, A's and my B's up. So I'm going to do a quick scale of C to make sure we're on the right page. Okay, so the words are, here is love, vast as the ocean, loving kindness as the flood. When the Prince of Life I ransomed shed for us his precious blood. So that's the first kind of two parts of our verse. So we have a C chord moving to an A minor, moving to an F. So in the key of C we have our four chords that we usually use are C, G, A minor and F. So we'll be moving around those chords. So that's a good way to use a template, particularly if you want to improvise on the harp. So we have our 3 2 thumbs on C, E and G. And I'm going to play the first two lines. Here is love, vast as the ocean, loving kindness as the flood. When the Prince of Life I ransomed shed for us his precious blood. So you'll see as I sing with the harp, we lead with our voice and the harp accompanies us. So there I had an F, G, C, and I had to actually move along that G faster in order to make the song. So it's good for you to know the melody first very well in your head, and then you can begin to fit the harp into that melody as you sing. So let's go through it piece by piece, those two lines of that verse. C, E, G, C, E, G. For here is love. When we sing love, we're going to play our C, E, and G. Here is love, vast as the ocean. When we sing ocean, we're going to move to A minor. Vast as the ocean. Loving kindness. When we sing kindness, moving to the F. Loving kindness as the flood. We sing flood, moving up to the G. As the flood. And then the same kind of pattern. We have our C chord for when the Prince. When the Prince of Life I ransomed, moving to the A minor. Ransomed. Shed for us on the F, shed for us his precious blood. So you're moving up to the G, his precious blood. So if you have enough time, you can sneak that G in. If not, you can just move from your F to your C. Shed for us his precious blood, if that's a bit too much. So that is our verse. Then we have our next part, which I will play for you here. Who his love will not remember, who can cease to sing his praise? He shall never be forgotten throughout heaven's eternal days. So again, this is just our C moving to the G, A minor, F, and we're going to use a D minor, which is our chord number 2. We're going to put that in to add some depth. So let's go through this part. So we have who his love will not remember. We have our C chord on love. Who his love will not remember, moving to G on remember. Will not remember. Who can cease, moving to D minor on cease. Who can cease to sing his praise, moving to C for praise. Praise, he shall never on A minor, never be forgotten, moving to our F chord, forgotten, throughout heaven's eternal days, C, G, C, throughout heaven's eternal days. So that's a lovely version of the song. If you just want to do some simple chords, you're more than welcome to do so. And I'm now going to show how I play a few more elaborate pieces on the harp, slightly more advanced. So once we have our map, which is what we just did there, of our 3/2 thumbs, we can begin to add in something more. And it is up to you as you begin to develop your own style on the harp. You'll begin to be able to do that. My style is quite Celtic-y, so I do like to add in some of these rolls. So I might add in some of those. So again, here is Love Vast as the Ocean. We know we have our C chord, moving to our A minor. So I'm going to do a long C first. I have my C, G, C, E, G, C. I have 3 C's here. Here is love vast as, turning over sometimes to add in that extra depth. Here is love vast as the ocean, moving to our A minor. I'm going to do a long A minor. The ocean. And you can move in your thumb wherever you would like to with your left hand. Vast as the ocean, loving kindness, down to our F. Sometimes it's nice to add an extra 2 in thumb with your left hand. So I have my long F, F, C, F, A, C, F. Loving kindness as the flood, up to the G. Long G, G, D, G, B, D, G, as the flood. Sometimes I like to add in a dun, 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 dun. So I have a B, D, and G, 3/2 in thumb. Up to the C, E, and A, down to the B, D, and G, down to the A, C, and F, up to the B, D, and G. So as long as you just hold this shape, you can move it up and down as you want. Dun, 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 dun. And I have this with my G. So that is those whole 2 lines. Here is love vast as the ocean, loving kindness as the flood. And then moving on to the last part. Sometimes it's nice to add in your scale. So you have next door C, G, C, D, E, F, and G. When the Prince of Life high ransomed. You can hold on to that B. Dun, dun, dun. When you move up your A minor. Shed for us. F, C, and F. And sometimes I just add next door 3/2 in thumb. As his precious blood. So we don't have much time for that. So I'm just going to move up to the G. And I'm going to end on my long C. So those are some options for your verse. Then moving on. Sometimes it can be nice for your harp to harmonize with you when you sing. So we have Who is love? And here we have C, D, and E. Who is love? So what you'll get is Who is love will not remember. It can just be lovely to begin to harmonize with your harp. I call it a harmony with your harp. So we have C, D, and E. Who his love will not remember. That's C, D, E, C, D, E, C, D, C, C, D, C, B, And you're just going to hold that with your C chord in your left hand. Who his love will not remember. And then we have who can cease. We're going to move to our D minor. Who can cease? It can be nice to add in that scale technique. D, A, and D. Who can cease to sing his praise? Up to the C. He shall never be forgotten. I might want to keep that a bit simple. Throughout heaven's eternal days. C, G, and C. Again, just a simple ending. Throughout heaven's eternal days. So here I have my long C, C, G, C, E, G, C. I have my G, B, D, G, B. Eternal days. I'm just going to end with my C chord. And so that is our whole piece with some extras that you can add in. So that is our piece to sing with the chords. We'll be doing our melody as well, which is a really lovely melody. We'll be adding in some Celtic rolls and some Irish ornamentation. So if you're here for that, then I hope you enjoy that too. And I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial.